Gideon was a simple man. He lived a quiet life. He farmed his land. He cared for his family. He knew about God, but he didn't feel special. He felt small. He felt afraid. One day God spoke to Gideon. He called him a mighty warrior. Gideon was shocked. He questioned God. He doubted his own strength. He felt inadequate for such a task. Gideon's people, the Israelites, were suffering. The Midianites were their enemies. They stole their food. They made life hard. God wanted to free his people. He chose Gideon to lead them. Gideon was scared. He didn't feel brave. He asked God for a sign. He needed reassurance. God understood Gideon's fear. He was patient. He was kind. God gave Gideon a sign. The next morning, dew covered the ground, but the fleece Gideon laid out was dry. Gideon was amazed. He asked for another sign. This time, the fleece was wet, but the ground was dry. Gideon began to believe. He saw God's power. He realized God could use him, even though he was afraid, even though he felt weak. God told Gideon to gather an army. Many men responded, but God knew they had too many. He told Gideon to send some home. He wanted only those who were truly brave. God gave Gideon more signs. He instructed Gideon to observe how the men drank water. Those who lapped the water like dogs, showing alertness, were chosen. The others were sent home. Gideon was left with a small army. But he had learned to trust God. He knew God was with him. He knew God would give him victory. Gideon and his small army fought the Midianites. They were outnumbered, but they had God on their side. They fought with courage. They fought with faith. God gave them a great victory. They defeated the Midianites. Gideon learned a powerful lesson. It wasn't about his strength, it was about God's grace. Gideon's story teaches us about grace. God chooses the ordinary. He uses the weak. He gives strength to the fearful. He offers grace to all who believe.